What is up, peeps? This is following TCG. I'd like to welcome you back to another YouTube video. And today we're going to be playing, hopefully, a much more consistent deck than what we have been playing recently. Recently, we've been going crazy on the experimentation train, and we've run into a few road bumps on the way. But this is one that I've been working on for a while, and I think it already exists as an archetype, but I don't think I've seen it truly played. In a tournament from memory. I could be very wrong, so don't quote me on that. But it is a Zoroark Espeon list, and it's actually updated with the brand new Espeon from Lost Thunder, which is quite an interesting card overall. A lower draw 3 cards is pretty decent, and doing 20 damage plus 20 for every energy on opponent's side of the field for just a single energy is also pretty good and pretty relevant in the current meta game. So it's just a fun concept, and this allows us to play Custom Catcher, which is I guess it's the replacement, right, for Puzzle of Time. Nowhere near as good, 110%, I'll give you that. But it's just a fun thing. Having a free gusting effect like that is just insane. So being able to play Zoroark and actually get into that is great. Also, we have Professor Elm's Lecture now available with playing the likes of Eevee and Zoroark. Lecture is just ideal for this list, so we have some extra stuff in here and just some fun ideas. Now, Zoroark Espeon has been a deck, as I said, I've been playing for a while, and it's been pretty consistent at what it does. You know, it can poke, it can the single energy attack for confusion is pretty good as well, especially against the likes of Malamar decks and stuff like that. Hitting 4 weakness, it's a very useful attack. And also the psychic attack, where it's 60 plus 30 for every energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon as well, is also pretty damn good. And we do play Mysterious Treasure, of course, to grab our Lele's, to grab our Espeons, to grab our, because we do play a 1/1 Garbodor line for that sweet Trash Launch attack, or Trash Launch if you are using my particular accent. But we're going to be Mysterious Treasuring right away here for a I think I'm going to Mysterious Treasure away, because I want to keep the Guzmas. I want to keep the Ultra Ball for Zoroark. We're going to grab a Lele. Starting a Lele is just really bad, unfortunately. Right, so we seem to have prized an Espeon GX, unfortunately. But with that said, I think we'll be okay. We have three Zoruas. So I think I might get 3 Zoruas out just straight away. Because the great thing about Eevee, of course, is you can just drop it, attach energy, and you've got the evolution ready to go. So I think dropping an Eevee right now is not really as crucial as getting those Zoroarks out. So we'll go through, we'll go do an Elm's Lecture here for 3 Zorua, and we'll just pass, and next turn use the Ultra Ball to get ourselves a Zoroark, and just hopefully start rolling. We are up against a Lightning list with the likes of Tapu Koko. Now, this potentially is not, or more likely is not, a Tapu Koko GX deck, considering that Tapu Koko GX is usually a tech in a Lightning deck, like Zoroark. This might be a Zoroark GX deck for all we know. However, I know people are considering playing Tapu Koko GX just because we have cards like, obviously we have a bunch of lightning support through Thunder Mountain. You could Thunder Mountain counter gain and actually use your Sky High Claws for a single energy. And also, of course, you have Electro Power, not plus power. Electro Power increasing the attacks. But as I said, it's definitely not. We are playing a Vikaray. I can tell Vikavoxer see the Charger Bug there. They've gone on milled and got 0 energy out of that. Fingers crossed the internet doesn't go, because that happens way too often for me now. So I'm fingers crossed in here. Usually what it does, yeah, that's what it happens. It usually brings a question mark, says it's about to disconnect, and then they make their play. Bit weird. Is it ideal to actually grab a Eevee, considering we've got the energy in hand now? Or should we grab a Zoroark and then just hope to find some more Zoroarks and trade to get the Eevee? I mean, they've got a bit of a dead hand. We're in no rush. I think we're safe here. Getting rid of a Custom Catcher and a Cynthia here to grab a Zoroark. Oh, I thought we had 3 Zoroark. I guess I miscounted. And then go for a Cynthia. There we go. So my miscounting there is going to punish me a little bit, because of course I now have a Zero on the bench that I'm just not going to use. We will trade away, considering we've dropped 1 Custom Catcher, we'll trade away another one. And that's what I like about playing Custom Catcher as well. You can trade it away if you don't need it. This is a bit awkward. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the reason why I'm thinking so hard about this is we've prized the other Espeon GX, so the only Espeon we can get out now is the one that does 20 damage for extra energy, and I want to bring that out later on when they've got a much more consistent lineup. However, they have milled a ton of items away, so we could get a Trubbish out, and that seems pretty good. So what I'm going to do, we play Rescue Stretcher, so I'm actually going to get rid of the Espeon GX here, which is very bold, I know. We're actually going to get the Trubbish out. Yeah, we'll get a Trubbish from attaching the energy to it, because what we can do is next time we can take Liza, you know, and then just go for a Trash Launch attack of currently 80 damage. I assume they're going to find another Rayquaza and just go for mill. And that just supports our Trash Launch. So I think we're in a pretty good spot here. And as I said, the Espeon can come later on. We can use Baby Espeon to do the extra damage for them having a ton of energy in play. So that's pretty fun, if I'm going to be honest there. And fingers crossed they don't do just that. Although, to be fair, you've just supported me. That was weird. Why wouldn't you bring up another Lele or something? Maybe they want to knock out the Ilima. I haven't seen Ilima for a long time. That's quite strange. Maybe they want to knock out the Garbodor, but why would you just give me the option of doing that? Because now I can use my Tate and Liza for just Shuffle Draw. Now, I guess I might as well attach the energy to the Zoroark, right? I doubt they're playing an Enhanced Hammer. I don't think they have space for an Enhanced Hammer in a Vikaray deck. So let's just go for Tate and Liza here. Shuffle Draw, maybe. Okay, so we got our Stadium here. Yeah, we can put it out confidently. The reason why I actually play that Stadium is for countering Shrine of Punishment a little bit. That's primarily why I play it. But as I said, we still have Tate and Liza and stuff for switch options. Choice Band, it seems quite decent here. So we should be hitting, what, 110, if I'm correct? Is it 110? Yeah, so hitting 110, which is great. We're in the 2-shot range. Odds of them knocking us out this turn are very bleak because they haven't got a Grubbin down, so they can't get Vikavolt out this turn. So we seem to be in a pretty decent spot so far, even though we're quite thin on our resources, considering that we don't even have an Espeon GX to bring out. But this is the great thing about Zoroark lists, is you don't have to stick with the stick with your main attacker effectively, like. That's why I like Zoroark. Like Zoroark Lycanroc, there's no main attacker. There's either you attack with Lycanroc or you attack with Zoroark, right? But of course you want to get your Dangerous Rogue GX out and be able to utilize that effectively. But usually you would just be attacking with either that, Zoroark, if you play Tapu Koko, you'd be spreading with Tapu Koko. Zoroark doesn't really have a main attacker, so Zoroark Lycanroc, should I say. And that's an example of this Espeon. You're not always going to be using Espeon in your games, which is pretty intriguing. And the reason why I like the idea of Espeon Zoroark is usually Espeon, of course, being weak to Psychic, is great when paired with Zoroark, which is resistant to Psychic, and some Psychic types are weak to Dark as well. So we can kind of cover our own weakness a little bit. And then, of course, if they play Fighting, which our Zoroark is weak to, we have Psychic to counter that. Of course, the one Pokemon that, you know, kind of slips away in that type of matchup is Lycanroc. Lycanroc, of course, being a fighting type that is weak to grass, so we don't cover that, I'm afraid. But it's just, you know, pretty cool in concepts, considering we cover a lot of weaknesses here and we resist some good stuff as well. So going for a Power Pad here seems pretty good, although I like the Power Pad for late game. Well, what I can do is I can trade away a Guzma. I know I've got a Guzma play for that Rayquaza, which I'm going to do. I think that just seems the best way. I'm just going to trade first anyway. We could rescue stretch some stuff, but we don't really need it right now. Our bench is full. What I'm going to do is I'm going to Power Pad a Guzma and a Cynthia. I think that seems right. Or Tate and Liza. I kind of prefer Tate and Liza because it gives us the switch option if we ever get trapped. And we have a Zoroark trade, so we don't have to worry too much about it being a draw for 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Guzma up the Rayquaza here with our Zoroark and just manually retreat and just whack into it for a pretty decent amount. They did play an item card there, if I'm correct. So yes, we do hit for 130 now with Choice Band. And well, another Cynthia. That's pretty good. We're now not in a stuck position, which is something I didn't even consider when going for it. Their hand is huge though. How many cards have they got? They must be in a really awkward spot. See, this is the issue with Vikaray, although I think it's one of the best decks in the format still. If you don't get your Grubbins out, you know, you're kind of screwed. And that's why when you play Vikaray, always get your Grubbins out. Like, try and get 2 out pretty much every turn. That's what you need, because if one of them goes down, then at least you have one in play to potentially evolve into Vikavolt. Turn 2 Vikavolt is like the ideal. But you want to make sure you've got a Grubbin out and play as much as possible. Right, so they're just going to mill away and just use Rayquaza alone, considering that they have not... I haven't even seen a Grubbin, so it's either it's not in their hand or they're just drawing very unluckily here. But we do have we still do have a bit more time. Maybe we can top deck a Guzma here and just go for another... Yeah, maybe. Do you know what? I really should have attached the energy to the Lele, because... I did forget that I had Altar of the Moon, and I thought I would have lost this energy, but I've realized I haven't. So maybe I should have attached it to the Lele just for a free retreater in this list. But I guess this Zoroark is now our free retreater, right? Because of that stadium. Now, they've got rid of a lot. So we have a one-shot on the Coco, but it looks like they want us to one-shot the Coco. So I think what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to trade a Zoroark, and hopefully we hit a Sycamore. And we can take out one of those... Sycamore, sorry? Sycamore. What format am I in? Hopefully we can hit. Do you know what? We can Cynthia and hunt for these custom catchers. I know we have 2 more in deck, right? If we find a custom catcher, we can just whip that thing up. So that could be intriguing, but that's not really a reliable way to go about it, if I'm going to be honest. Let's just see. I think we just got a Cynthia. I'd like to attach an energy just to thin my hand out. And I might just do it here on the Lele. And I might actually play a Mysterious Treasure and just cancel it. I really want to increase the odds of drawing into... Yeah, so we have 2 custom catchers. Drawing into like Ultra Ball, Zoroark and stuff like that. To potentially get the double custom catcher, which would be an absolute clutch play. And although it's... Right now, it's not really seeming probable. So I have to be realistic here. All right, let's go and do that. Right, now the great thing is, of course, we play Rescue Stretcher, so we can bring this Garbodor back into the deck once it's taken out. So we're just gonna have to bite the dust there and allow them to use that Wishful Baton on their Rayquaza GX. They finally got a Grubbin in place, so they can actually start going on a bit of a roll here. However, they are quite far behind, so it's not really convincing. Also, we need to consider, once this is knocked out, we will have our we have the potential to actually evolve into Baby Espeon GX, which will fully utilize our opponent's strategy to bring as much energy into play as possible. So if they get a Vikavolt this turn and accelerate a ton of energy, we could actually be in a very good spot. Oh, they've managed to drop that, but that's fine. We have our Zoroark and we have our Lele, with both having 1 retreat cost. So I'm going to promote the Lele here. Now, us 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we'll only be hitting 120 with the Espeon. I say only 120 for 1 energy, but at the same time, cannot complain. Am I right? Now, it's either I bank on the Espeon. Yeah. This is what we're going to do. I'm not going to play Cynthia. Right? Yeah. I'm not going to play Cynthia. I'm going to trade away the... Oh, that's quite a hard option. All these cards are important, especially the Acerola, especially the Guzma, especially the Rescue. Okay, we play 2 Rescue Stretches. We'll trade away a Rescue Stretch. Yeah, because we want to have as many options as we want to getting what we need. So I actually want to trade away the Ultra Ball. Everything else is okay. We're trading away Tate and Liza because we have switched through Guzma and Retreat and stuff, so that's fine. Thunder Mountain is very weird. Oh my god, did we just custom catcher there? We have a custom catcher this turn. I really want to play it, but it's kind of pointless. There's no need to play it. We're going to hold on to this hand for sure, because we have basically a free Lysander just sitting here. This is so awesome. Right, I want to trade again. And this time we're actually going to trade away a Guzma, because the Ultra Ball is still quite valuable. We can Ultra Ball for that Espeon if we do find... Wow, this is fantastic. So what I'm actually going to do here is... I doubt they play... I highly doubt they play Acerola or any sort of healing. So I think I'm just going to use Espeon, retreat into that, and just hit it for 120. Oh, well, 150 with a choice band if I want to be greedy, and I am going to be greedy. We'll do that. I'm actually just going to manually retreat. No support this turn. Or we could even take it the extra step and just Guzma up this one and hit into it, right? Or we could Guzma up the Lele and force them to attach retreat, which would then allow us to go for the catcher, right? So let's do that. That seems fun. Yeah, because regardless, if they Guzma up something and knock it out, we have the win. So, we have just gone absolutely crazy this game. Right, so Energy Crush here for a nice 150 damage. This is the perfect deck to play against with this Espeon. So showing off how great this little boy can be. Or girl, to be fair. I don't know if there is a particular gender dependent on the type of Pokemon they are. They have either male or female or none, if I'm correct. I ain't played the games in so long, but we get to make use of all the little text that we've thrown into this deck from Lost Thunder. We've used our Elm's Lecture, we've managed to use the baby Espeon to its incredible effect, and now we can go for Custom Catcher to bring up that Tapu Lele GX. So finally, we have had a win, which is absolutely wonderful. So there we go, and we have Ariatus beating for knockout. Such a fire game. That was absolutely insane. So with that said, I'm just stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. I actually love this deck. Why not go for another game? I think we can. Yeah, let's go for another game. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. I need to make sure. I'm hoping that my phone battery isn't low, because you can see I'm using the torch and that drains the battery. So we'll go for another game and see how this one goes. We've managed to confidently take down Rayquaza Vikavolt, but at the same time, we must consider as well that they didn't really have the best start. In fact, they've had one of the worst starts I think I've ever seen in a Rayquaza list, so I can't obviously ignore the fact that they had bad starts. So it wasn't just our deck being good, it was also, of course, their deck just not setting up the way they wanted to. Now, the great thing is, it's not really hard in this list to find the turn one lecture, right? That's quite cool. It's quite fun being able to consistently hit your lecture. Playing 2 Lele's, Mysterious Treasures, Ultra Balls, it's so rare for you to not get your turn 1 lecture, which is, as I said, really interesting. And just incredibly consistent as a result. So we're going for the lecture now, and I think we're going to go for 2 Zoroark and a Eevee. Let's just see what we've got. Yeah, so we've got 3 Zoroark, and we've probably another Espeon GX, but that's perfectly fine. Right, so with that said, let's bench these bad boys and evolve to the Eevee. Yeah, let's do that. Do I evolve to the Espeon GX or the Espeon EX? I don't know. Let's do the GX. I don't know what we're up against, so I don't know. I think we're gonna... Oh, so this is where it happens again, where it goes to a question mark, and then it's like, are we really disconnecting? Nah. Right, there we go. We'll do done. Maybe it's a bit stupid for me to drop the Altar of the Moon, because I don't know if I'm playing against a Shrine deck, and we need as much of those as counter stadiums as possible. Mill, huh? That's definitely interesting. Aha. Are we playing a Zoroark control deck? I didn't actually check, by the way, the energy symbols on the box at the start of the game, so I don't know what we're up against here. Now, we can get a Lele, and... but why? But why? But why? Why do we need Lele? We've got Cynthia, right? So, I guess we can Mysterious Treasure for a... Trubbish, because playing the likes of Enhanced Hammer and Crushing Hammer is only going to increase the damage on our Garbodor. And we're actually not going to attach the energy this turn, because we have the potential to win the game here. If we do draw what we want. And I think we just won. So that is something else. Okay, that's that. I think this is a sign that we need to wrap up the video, because we have just out and out won on a great turn 2 there. Right, well, let me show you the list, and we'll definitely put this one to rest for now on the channel, and we might come back and revisit it in the future, maybe a few sets ahead, or when the next set is released. It really doesn't, or maybe even before that. I do like this deck, and it is incredibly consistent, unlike the other decks I've been uploading recently. So here's the list. Let me show it to you. So it is pretty fun. Now, maybe you want to play the 4th Zoroark. I only have 3, so I can't play 4. So maybe you could consider playing a 4th one, dropping one of the stadiums maybe, or dropping an energy. Although I'm very, very happy with the way this list is. Custom Catcher just showing why it should be considered in a Zoroark list, considering it's not hard to hit with the likes of having so many trades and it being so crucial to bringing up Pokemon that you identify as threats, but you not having the supporter for the turn, you know, when you need the Guzma but you don't have it. If you have custom catch, it just gives you another way of another gust effect, which is quite interesting. I think this list is pretty much as good as it gets in my opinion, but if there's anything that you say or you think, sorry, would be better off, then just let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. And I think this is one thing one deck I'm just super happy with. Right, well, other than that, I will leave you to it. Do leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Of course, go try this deck out. But other than that, of course, subscribe, and I'll leave you to it. Peace.